Hey, it's Caressa.
Hey, it's Maddie.
You're not watching the Disney Channel right now. You're listening to Dreadfully Twisted. I am so sorry about that. My brain is not working today.
We're trying to get it together, but
I can't.
yeah, we'll see if we can rehinge.
I have a funny story though. So I know I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks. So like we're like backtracking a lot here. Because I have a lot I need to tell you and a lot to tell the listeners. But we had a town hall meeting last Tuesday. Not this past Tuesday, like not this week, but last Tuesday at work. And I had to speak at it. Mm-hmm. And whenever I walked up to the microphone, you know what the first thing I said?
What?
I was like, hey, it's Caressa. And as soon as I said that, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, wait, this isn't the pod.
I was like, oops. And everybody just like smiled at me. And I was like, okay, just go into your speech now because like... You messed up.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
And it was in front of like 90 people too, and I'm like, I can't believe I just did this.
That is literally something I would do 100%.
And then afterwards, I went to my sister's, and I was like, I just sounded like I was on the podcast. She's like, yeah, you did. And I was like, great. Well, that's fine.
Oh my God. You're advertising us.
I was, really. Because remember, I kept saying, like, oh, I'm going to treat it like me being on the podcast, yeah. And I really did. So that's just me being me, I guess. But we have so much to talk about before we get into the episode today.
Yes.
Because, like I said, we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks. It's been way too long. Okay, we're back. Sorry. So, what was I talking about? Oh, how we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks. So I have like so much to tell you. So I don't even know what to start with first. I already kind of told you about the Comic-Con.
It's been a week, guys, okay?
I am struggling. I am so sorry. I never want anybody to see this side of me. Okay. So, the week of Comic-Con, I went to Comic-Con on that Saturday, August 10th. Oh my God, it's already the 20s, and I haven't seen you since the 9th.
What the heck?
What is wrong with me? Okay, like, I feel so bad. Like,
no, it's okay.
2 weeks.
I know. I missed you.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Seriously.
Wow, it doesn't feel like it. But anyway, so I met Jared Padalecki and Mark Pellegrino, and they both were super sweet. And, because I dressed up as Castiel. I have to, remember. Because it was so long ago. I dressed up as Castiel, and then whenever I went up to Mark Pellegrino, he was like, you're Castiel, and I was like, yes. And he became me like a weird, he was like a mad face, but it was like a funny face. And then he was like, you like Lucifer more, right? I was like, oh yeah, definitely. And he talked to me for a bit, and I got a picture with him. And then Jared was like the sweetest human ever.
Aww.
Because
he seems like the sweetest human ever.
Because whenever I walked up, I was so freaking nervous. Like whenever I saw him, because there's like I don't know if you ever got like professional pictures done before, but they had like a curtain up so you couldn't really see people getting pictures. But like if you went this way a little bit, you could see him. Mm-hmm. And I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, I see him. I was like, he's so tall. That was like the first thing I said. And then we had to like stand like inside the curtain for our picture. We had to stand there like a couple times. And then, like, whenever I walked up to him, he was like, hey, Cass. And I was like, hi. Or he's like, hey, Cass, what's up? And I said nothing much. And I was like, I could have said something better than that. Like, really? I said nothing much. I should have said something like Castiel would say. But whatever. So, I should have been like, where's Dean? Like, that's after the fact. But
my brain would be scrambled. So
it was scrambled because I was just like beaming, but like, and I was so nervous until he said that, and then like all my like worry and anxiety just like fell away, and I was just like, oh. And then like we got the picture, and then whenever we're leaving, he told my sister's husband thank you, even though he wasn't even in the picture. He told her thank you, and then like I was walking away, and then he literally grabbed my shoulder and turned me around and said thank you, and I was like, I love you so much. I didn't say that, but I thought it. And then we left, but like. And we left like the picture thing. But yeah, so that was great. And then that was Saturday. And then my Saturday was so busy because then after I got back, we went to, I don't want to say it, the Mexican place.
Yeah.
If I say it, they might figure it out. So we went to the Mexican place with Kira and Lloyd.
Hmm.
And then there, Kira was like, do you want to go cryptic mini golfing? And I was like, when? And she was like, I don't know, whenever. And I was like tonight, but they closed at 8, so we couldn't. It was already like after that. And she was like, well, maybe tomorrow, because they were off, and that's the only reason why we even went. Normally, I would not do anything like that on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, last 2 Sundays, I've been out late, and that's not like me, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to like really think into that, like why I'm doing that. But so we decided to go that like the next day, and then we went to this place in West Virginia. We literally went to West Virginia on Sunday. We went to Cryptid Mountain Mini Golf, and it was so cool. Like, you can scroll through these pictures here. Like, it was so cool. Like, we have to go. Like, it was so cool, so fun.
Looks so cool.
It was. And they had a cat outside. So if anybody is in like the, I don't even know, Pennsylvania, West Virginia border, and you want to go to Morgantown and you want to go to Cryptid Mini Golfing, go there because it's really great. And they also have like Mystic Pizza that we wanted to go to, but they were closed on that Sunday. So it was really fun. But like all those pictures, and I got the reason why my episode, my like case episode is going to be late is because I got the idea from that place. Because they had 13 holes and every hole was a cryptid.
That's so cool.
So my next episode is going to be cryptid related, but it's actually not a cryptid.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh my god, that looks awesome.
But yeah, so it's this place. It's called Cryptid Mountain Miniature Golf. It's in Morgantown, West Virginia. But it was really fun. So we definitely gotta go. And then like we got cool like pop.
Oh my god.
And I kept the bottles.
We need to go.
But yeah, because I saw like so much merch there, and I was like, I don't have money right now. But I was like, I need to get this for Maddie. And I was like, I need to get this for Maddie. I was like, but I can't. I don't have money. So
we'll go together.
So we'll go together sometime. What if we do like a live stream for like Patreon and just have fun and then talk about each like mini golf hole? I love that.
Look up.
Yes, we're doing it. We're planning it. Okay, well, let's just set it in stone. I'm just kidding, but we will set it in stone soon.
Yes,
because it was like I think it was only $12 for us to play, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
And then my house has had activity. There has been orbs again.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep. And then there was another orb.
The ghosts are back in town. The ghosts are back in.
They've been very active lately too. I don't know if it's because of like the full moon that just happened or what. But then I was watching the camera and my cat scared me.
Aww. Not you, Pearl.
Was he even playing? Oh wait, no.
Hmm?
This was the orb. There was another orb that's probably coming soon.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. And then the next one, my cat scared me in 2 videos. It takes like a second, but like, look, she's right there.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
And then this one, she really scared me. It's gonna take like a minute or so, but she like went fully in front of the camera. I was just
Jump scare.
like, you scared me, girl. And then there was another orb.
Oh, there it is at the bottom.
So it's been very active.
Yeah.
And then last Sunday, I also did another freaking impromptu thing because I'm crazy, I guess. That's probably why I've been so tired, why my week's all messed up. My work friend, she invited me like the night before. She was like, hey, you want to get a tattoo tomorrow? I was like, sure. So then I went and got a tattoo, and we had like a little moon gathering.
Mm-hmm.
I got tarot cards read.
Really?
So that was fun. And then that's whenever those girls said that they wanted to come on the podcast and do like a special Halloween episode. And I was like, oh, I love that. I feel like that would be cool, like talking about like witchy stuff for like Halloween and just like talking. Like, I think that'd be really fun. So we have a lot of stuff like lined up, kind of, because we just made up the one now, Cryptid Mountain Mini Golfing. But we have a lot of stuff that we want to do in the future, so we're really excited about that. And we had a lot of updates over the last 2 weeks. But have you had any updates that you want to talk about?
Not really anything important.
I mean, half the stuff I said wasn't really important either. But I don't know.
Nothing podcast related, really. I mean, I went to Kennywood.
That's fun. That was fun.
Yeah. I love amusement parks, so I will literally go anywhere.
Did you ride all the roller coasters?
No, I only rode one roller coaster and a few other rides.
Do you like roller coasters?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. Was the weather good whenever you went?
Oh my god, it was literally perfect. It was like 71, so it was like
Not hot.
no, it wasn't hot at all. It was literally perfect. And there was like a nice breeze, but it wasn't like too cold. It was like a fall day. It was like, oh god, it was amazing.
I'm so excited for fall.
I know, same.
I want to do spooky stuff now.
We're gonna do all the spooky stuff.
So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that was supposed to be words. Wow. Okay. Struggle bus. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my next case, just so you know what you are looking forward to. So I'm not gonna give you the name of it, but my next case is a murder that was solved because a ghost was used in the court.
What the?
A ghost appearance was used as court evidence.
Oh my god.
So that's my next case, and that's why it's taking me forever to get.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was from the 1800s. It's the one and only time that a ghost was used as evidence.
I'm ready to hear that. Can't wait.
Yeah. So, in honor and everything of fall and all spooky stuff, we are doing a Glitch in the Matrix story episode.
Ooh. That was some creepy mystical music right there.
I love that. I love that so much. This is why you're my favorite.
This is why we're best friends.
This is why. This is fun. So, I should not be sitting like that. I'm hurting my tattoo. I cannot not like cross my legs like that. I don't know. I'm weird. So, we're doing a Glitch in the Matrix episode because I feel like these are fun to do, and we needed a little bit of a break from all the true crimey-y stuff we've been doing. And to get back into like recording, since we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks, we're gonna do this. So do you want me to go first? I'm gonna read the first one here. These ones don't have like names, but here we go. So into this story. Not sure if this qualifies as a glitch, but it is a deja vu-esque story. Except what I felt was... Oh my god. Here I go. Struggle. Okay. Except what I felt I was experiencing for a second time wasn't just all in my head. I was hanging out with a guy at the time. He had taken me to one of his relatives' houses, an aunt, uncle, and 2 cousins. I was almost sure I'd been there before, at least 9 months prior to this. I recognized the people, the voices, the bedroom with the floor practically crumbling away, and all the junk all over the halls. I remember it all, but he convinced me it was my first time there. None of his relatives remembered me. We smoked and drank, and same as my first experience. Sat in the bed next to the floor with a bunch of holes in it. It was not a tidy house at all. We talked about life, same as the first time. Then he wants me and him to sign the wall in black Sharpie. A bunch of names and variety of handwritings litter every wall. Friends, lovers, relatives, over 50 different names of people that had been in this room before me. What's weird is I don't remember signing this wall before, but neither did he, nor his family. Even remembered me doing so. I got to sign towards the corner between 2 adjacent walls, same place I remember doing so, and my name's there, my handwriting. The cousin that was there said it might have been a friend of his from 2 years ago, also with my name, same spelling perhaps, but he wasn't sure. But it was my handwriting. I signed my name underneath the first signature, and they're a little shocked, but as not shocked as they could have been. Both signatures with my name were written in the same exact way. I even dotted my I with a star, a force of habit I have. I'm not sure what to make of this experience. The whole time I was having deja vu, and if my name wasn't there, I would have believed I was just imagining being there. But now there are 2 signatures on the wall in that house belonging to relatives of my ex-lover written in black Sharpie around 9 or 10 months apart from each other. But his family still swears they've never seen me a day in their lives. Another time I was coming home from work, my dog, baby girl, always comes to the door and barks whenever I'm unlocking the door. She usually keeps barking until I pet her, so she'll go on sitting on the recliner. Well, one of these days, I didn't even make it to my room after I sat down and I heard her bark. She was standing in front of the door, same exact position as she was when I got home. Then she started wagging her tail and licking the air like she licked my legs mere moments ago. She walked in 2 circles, same as she did just moments ago, and she calmly walked to the recliner, jumped on it, and laid down, rolling onto her back like she did moments ago to allow me to pet her belly. Except now, she did all this while I was standing in front of my doorway, too stunned to go in. Whoa, I just got chills. It was like a phantom version of myself came in after me, startling her, then petting her, then going with her to the recliner and patting her belly. The time between me coming home and then her doing this bizarre reenactment, way less than 15 minutes. She's never done this before, and to this day, she still hasn't. Weird.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is.
Having 2 things like that, and like, wow. Especially that first one. Just like imagine, like you saw. Whoa. Like I don't even know. I got chills. I need a drink of water.
Okay.
Reading the next one.
You want me to?
No, I was just wondering.
It does matter.
No, it's okay. I meant like in order here.
Oh, you read. Oh, this one was the first.
You got different stories than I did.
Do I?
Yeah, because this one for me is my first one. Was the one I just read.
For me, that's the second one. That's so weird.
Okay, you can just read that first one.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe because I saved this like forever ago.
Yeah. Maybe it got added after.
Maybe. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
If you remember in the movie The Matrix, Neo, after he took the correct pill and trained a bit, was able to see the world as a series of lines and numbers streaming down. He no longer saw the world as textured and colored shapes. He saw the wireframe modeling instead. The on-screen depiction was easy for us to interpret and be able to see the room even if it was a wireframe model. One morning, my wife called out, "Breakfast is almost ready." I opened my eyes to see our bedroom with an overhead fan as a wireframe model. No streaming numbers, with the fan rotating also as a wireframe. The background was black with a fluorescent green wireframe grid defining the walls, door, closet door, etc. I wondered, what was I dreaming about just before I opened my eyes? And I closed my eyes to reconnect with the dream. Nothing. So I opened my eyes to still see the room in wireframe, although it was beginning to fade to normal reality. I got up and ate breakfast and realized the strange and relayed the strangeness to my wife. Talking is hard.
Talking is so hard. Today has been a day and a half.
Yes. So,
bear with us.
Sorry. Her response, "Weird, huh?" It has happened twice. One, my wife woke me up by wiggling my big toe. When I looked at her, she was a moving wireframe. That's so weird.
What?
The oddest part was to see her lips moving in wireframe. Just for reference, no drinking or drugs. I've asked numerous people if they had anything like this happen. So far, no one. To my memory, I have not had any wireframe dreams and had not been thinking about anything wireframe. I've never used wireframe modeling or had any other experience with it. So, anyone else out there? Did I open my eyes before the textures had been applied to the wireframes? Was I in a hypnopompic state that interfered with reality? What do you think it was? And then they said, edit. My sleep doctor recently asked me, how is the hallucinations going? My answer was, what hallucination? To me, it wasn't a hallucination. It happened. It only happens once every couple years. So to me, it's no big thing. Just interesting. Weird, but interesting. And then someone literally said, I actually searched this question because I had this happen to me a couple days ago. It was the oddest yet coolest experience ever. So happy to hear your experience was similar. And then another person said, I also had an experience like that. Oh, yeah, that's literally insane. Because how have people had the same thing happen?
Yeah, that can't be a hallucination if more than one person had that same thing happen to them.
That's so weird. So yeah.
That has to be like a glitch in the Matrix where you're seeing through something.
That is so weird. And the fact that multiple people
No, I'm scared.
is so weird. And it happened a couple times a year. That's so weird.
That is so weird. Have any of you had that happen?
I want answers.
That might be copyrighted, do you think? Do you think stuff like that's copyrighted by Ghost Adventures?
I don't think so. I hope not.
5 stars, 5 stars.
5 stars.
Give us 5 stars. Okay. Plugging that in there. And that is so strange. Because, like, I've had things, like, happen to me where, like, I'll be, like, half asleep, half awake, and I'll think I see somebody standing there. But I've never had that happen.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I kind of want to experience just to see what it's like. I'm also strange, and I want to do that stuff. But, like, that's mind-boggling.
But it went away, so it's, like, nothing serious. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, obviously.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So weird.
We forgot to introduce Steve.
Steve says hi, everybody.
Steve says hi. Okay. So I just looked over and I saw him and I was like, oh, yeah, Steve. our third member. So the next one. I'm not sure if this is a glitch or some kind of horror story, but it remains a mystery to me until this day. This moment happened a few years ago. Me and my sister shared a bedroom. I sleep on the bed that was put closely to the wall, and she was asleep on the mattress on the floor beside my bed. At this time, she liked to hang out with her friends, and almost every day she will come home after midnight or sometimes have a sleepover at her friend's house. Our bedroom lock is broken, so sometimes it gets stuck. If we close the door, we cannot open it from the outside unless we use a key. One day, I went to sleep before my sister came home, but I make sure to open the door a bit so the door is not locked. I like to sleep with my face facing the wall. The first knock. After a deep sleep, suddenly I wake up as I hear someone knocking on the door. I was too sleepy to get up, so I just turned my head to see if my sister is already home, and I can see her asleep on the floor, but her face is facing the other side, so I just see her back. And then I turn over my head back to the wall while talking to her, saying, "Hey, you go open the door, see who that is." I assume that time it was my mother to check whether my sister was already home or not. After that, I go back to sleep without checking if she could hear it or not. The second knock. I'm not sure how many hours or minutes after I fall asleep back for the second time, and suddenly I hear someone knocking on the door again. At this time, I'm quite mad because my sleep is being disturbed by the knocking. So I said, "Ugh, who's that? Go look and open the door." Well, not turning over my head again to my sister, but she's not there.
God.
Because I was because I was confused, I instantly get up and go check the bathroom that was attached inside of her room, but she's not in there either. I go open the door and there she is standing in front of me. I ask confused, "I thought you were already home." But she looked at me with a weird face and said, "No, I just got home." After that, she went to sleep and left me confused. Until today, it gave me the creeps to think about who's sleeping with me at the first knock, because let's say if I got confused and got switched the order, hear knock, no sleeping sister, I open the door, my sister just got home, and then I hear a knock again, see a sleeping sister, not open the door. But what if I think about asking her if she's already home if I've never seen her before? That's freaky. Who the heck was sleeping on your floor?
Shiver me timbers. The timbers have been shivered. I would literally just
move out.
Yeah. Move across the state or the country. That is terrifying.
Like, is that like a case where it was a mimic?
That's what I was thinking.
Because like, you're not supposed to like acknowledge those.
Even a skin.
But they get in your house. No, I'm gonna be scared.
I'm terrified.
Did I tell you the story about whenever I was walking to my car or to my house from my car after going to my grandparents' house, like not last year but the year before that, and I heard something?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I'll tell this story really quick. So you've been to my house, so you know how like I park in the back by my shed.
Mm-hmm.
You know like how far it is to get from my car to my house, which is kind of far. It's like a good, I don't know, like 50 feet.
Yeah,
I would say maybe not 50 feet, maybe 50 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's roughly 50 feet. So it's a pretty far distance, and it's pitch black. Like at night, I use a flashlight to like get inside. Like I'll use a flashlight walking down to my house. Because that's like in the alleyway, so like it's like a gravel alleyway, so like there's really nothing back there. It was whenever my grandma was still alive, so because I was visiting her and my pap, and I came home and it was like 9 o'clock. It was like around the winter time, like around like January, because it was dark already, and it was 9 o'clock, and it doesn't get dark unless it's winter like that early. So I was walking from my car to inside the house, and as I'm walking, I hear whistling.
Oh God, no!
Whistling.
No.
And I'm like, okay.
No.
So then I look around and I don't see anybody outside.
Oh my God.
And it sounded like it was getting closer to me. So then I start running inside, and I ran inside and shut the door. And Jeremy was in the middle of like cooking dinner, or dinner just got done or something. And he was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I heard somebody outside." Like it sounded like it was getting closer to me as I was getting to the house. And he was like, "You're imagining things. It was just probably like the neighbor or something." And I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure it was a skinwalker, because when you hear things, like it was freaky." So I was like, okay.
That is literally terrifying.
And then after that, I was like, now I'm like terrified to go outside when it's night. But I'm just like, no, I've never had it happen again.
Yeah.
But I do get scared at night because I heard that.
Especially since it was at night.
And
that
it
makes it even
sounded
more
like it was by my car. So like, if it was my neighbor, it would have been coming from like my left, not behind me. And like, I felt someone watching me, and I was just like, no.
The timbers have been shivered.
Yeah, so like, I'm pretty sure there's something freaking hanging around my house. But now it's probably just a freaking ghost that's in my house. It's probably just the ghost.
Probably
Or that
just Satan
ghost
hanging
boy
out.
that's in my yard. It
Could've
could be
been.
him too.
Yeah.
Still, it's freaky.
That reminds me of you know that cemetery that I said we need to go walking at because of all the old.
Yeah, and we should do like a live there too whenever
Yeah.
we do that.
I want to bring my EMF detector.
Mhm.
But
or a video or whatever.
Yeah. So the last time I was there, me and my parents went walking, or no, I think I was just with my dad. Or no, I was with my mom. I was with both of them, and we went walking, and oh my god! So all of a sudden, I literally heard, like, I was just so my mom was walking to the car like in front of me,
Yeah.
and I was just like taking my good old time, because we were like getting done. So she was walking to the car, and I was like trailing behind her, and all of a sudden, I just hear someone like footsteps running behind me. Like literally running and like jogging, and I turned around and there was nothing there, and I was like, Mom, I swear I just heard footsteps. And then we were just standing by the car, and I was just standing outside the car, and I heard it again.
No.
And I was like, I literally told my mom, I was like, if I hear footsteps one more time, we're done. we are just dipping out of here. I'm not doing that. Terrifying.
Oh my god.
Was
this like nighttime?
No, it was daytime, thank
Daytime.
God. But
That's freakier though, because like in the daytime
things normally don't happen earlier in the day, but clearly
That's
they do,
freaky.
because I heard somebody running.
And like whenever I heard the whistling, I also heard like somebody walking too, and like I heard rustling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. So now whenever I leave here, what I'll do is I'll grab all my stuff out of my car.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have my keys in my hand with like my key in between my fingers, and then I'll hold on to my car like knob, like car like locky thing, and then I'll also hold my flashlight, and then I'll just be going like this with the flashlight down to my car, and then I unlock the door, and then I run inside and shut the door, and I'm like, okay, and I try to do as fast as I possibly can, except for that one time when I thought a car was following me home.
Yeah, I remember that.
I called Jeremy. I was like, this car literally just followed me home. I was like, you need to meet me outside, because I was like, I'm not about to get murdered right now. Like, not in my yard, please.
Yeah.
Like, not in my yard.
Not anywhere, please.
Well, yeah. I'm just like, so he met me outside, and the car ended up not following me until like the drive or the alleyway. But I was still so scared because like they were following me, and like it was just freaky, and I was just like, what the heck? But yeah, so, but I'm just like paranoid about that stuff. Whenever I think that a car is following me, whenever I'm driving, I go way faster than I should.
Yeah.
Because I get scared.
It's just too many crazy people in the world. It's terrible.
Yeah, and then there's ghosts and cryptids and all that fun stuff. Oh my god, we should get a cryptid tattoo. Or like a little ghost.
Yeah.
For like Halloween, get like a little ghosty.
Oh, so cute.
A like matching ghosty tattoo.
Yes. Me 100%.
Yeah. I'm just so excited for all the spooky stuff.
Same.
I just can't wait for fall. It's
Same.
like already here, because it was fall for 3 days, and now it's gonna go back to summer. But it's been fall for 3 days, and I'm ready. About to bring out my decorations.
But speaking of cars,
Oh god.
in 1992, I was driving home at 1 a.m. and I pulled up for a red light at a T-junction surrounded by buildings. The light swiftly went green, but just before I could take my foot off the brake pedal, I heard a voice out of nowhere. Not like my voice. I've not heard it before or since. It just said, "Don't go."
Oh my god.
Now I could only see darkness on the road in front of me, and I don't believe in any gods, so I thought, no, I'll go ahead. I put my foot on the accelerator, and just as I was moving into the intersection, 3 cars with their headlights off,
My god.
sped across the road in front of me. I swerved and missed them all, but if I hadn't hesitated for that couple of seconds before the voice, they would not have slammed into the side of my car. Now I have no idea where that voice came from. All I know is that I couldn't see the cars approaching, and the voice wasn't my internal monologue.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So, I love these stories, because what I believe that these stories are is your guardian angel
Yeah.
or somebody in a form of that is speaking to you through your head. And since it's your thought, like an impulsive or intrusive thought, you're going to listen to it because it's like I don't want to say anxiety, but like it's an intrusive thought. So I love these stories because of that, because like it's so interesting to see and hear that this happens to so many people.
I know, it's so crazy.
And it just makes me think of like that, like of like rule or whatever. It's like there's like something that happens, like, oh, if you burnt your toast in the morning and you had to remake it, that's somebody saving your life.
Yeah.
And I love that because like something that you think that's inconvenience to you is actually something that can save your life, even if it's just like a minute or so behind. I love stories like that. It's like not like a sad story.
I know, yeah.
It's like a happy story.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look up my next one. Okay, so this one's kind of long, so bear with me here for a minute. So here it goes. I'll give you 3, but the second one might actually be a ghost story. I love that. Although that means of how it happened and why we were the only ones to see it confuses me to this day. I'm excited to hear this. 1. The vanishing patrons and suddenly glitching camera. Working the graveyard shift at a convenience store, 3 people come in and start loading the counter with goods. To my left is a shelf where we keep the various smoking supplies that people like to buy to smoke their marijuana. It's a tall shelf packed full of items. They all seem friendly enough, talking to me as well with each other, and the counter is full. There's barely enough room for all the things they brought to me. The woman asks about wraps. I ask her which kind she would like. The bottom shelf has a brand she asks about. I kneel down and start reading the flavors. There is a bell that goes off when someone moves past the door. It sounded like when they came in and sound for everyone else that came into the store that night. I couldn't have been down for more than 10 seconds. When I look back toward the counter, they are gone. The items are gone. They are gone. The door didn't move. There's nobody in the parking lot. I didn't hear them leave. I didn't hear them move. It was one of those first nights I was working the job, so I was panicked. I went to the computer in the back to check the camera. The thing had shut off for the period of time they were in the store. There was no record of them ever being there, and the camera worked fine up until they came in and left. To this day, when I think about it, it makes me feel crazy. My boss at the time shrugged it off, claiming they were just professionals who did this all the time at convenience stores. I didn't believe him. 2. The guy in the red shirt who vanished. It's crazy that you're experiencing so many people who just vanish.
Yeah.
That's freaky. Okay. Back into the story. There's a bus route that leads back from the casino my ex was in love with, straight to the back gate of our apartment complex. Before it reaches the gate, there is a stop in front of what used to be the Nevada Palace Casino. Is it Nevada or Nevada? Well, Nevada. Palace Casino, which has been since replaced by the East Side Cannery. It is the end of the line for the particular route, so it is not unusual for the driver to shut the bus down and go get in to get a bite to eat and relieve his or herself before starting back again. Before the bus turns left onto the road, this stop is on there. There is another stop in front of what used to be the Kentucky Fried Chicken outlet on Boulder Highway. It is here that a man wearing a short-sleeve red button-down shirt and blue jeans gets on the bus, says nothing to the driver, and slides down into the front of the seat of the bus, slouched down low enough so that he can't be seen. She and I both see him and think nothing of it. It's the middle of the day and the bus is empty, save for the rest for the 3 of us. Empty, save for the 3 of us and the bus driver. Then the bus moves along. Once we end up in front of the Nevada Palace, the driver shuts the bus down completely, power and all, and goes into the palace. But we can't figure out what it is. What happened to the guy in the red shirt? Because something is telling me to get up, to walk in front of the bus, and to see if he's there, which of course he isn't. We look down the sidewalks, moving away from the palace. Nobody is there. He got on at the KFC and vanished somewhere in between there and the very next stop at the palace. And I keep wondering if the bus driver even saw him at all, because I don't remember him stopping to pay the fare before sliding into that seat. Worse still, we both saw him, so how is that possible?
That is weird.
That is very weird. Okay. 3. The camera malfunction that followed this woman around the store. One of my jobs as a lead in the convenience store that I transferred to was watch the cameras when somebody mentioned a theft or for some other reason. At this time, I was watching the cameras on the bathrooms, and I honestly don't remember what I was looking at for this time. It is normal for cameras to have slight patches of glitching as they record, scramble pieces of imagery, for example. As the computer processes the information, sometimes it even skips over a few seconds because of this. Not unusual behavior. A woman goes into the bathroom, leaves. Another one goes in, does the same. Oh. A woman in white goes into the bathroom next. Nothing unusual at first. I love how your face that you're making. But when she comes out, the camera glitches so badly that I can't even see her face. Worse still, there's like this coat of scrambled pixels covering her, and they move with her as she's walking around the store. I go to a different camera, one that's watching the slot machines. There she is again, and I can't make out her face. The cameras aren't glitching or showing any kind of interference anywhere on this woman. As she moves, it follows her, even if she heads out the door. It didn't happen to anyone else. It didn't happen before or after she came through, just her. I often wonder if it was something if something was about to happen to her somehow, but I was never able to follow up in that way. I recorded the video and still have it on my phone. Crazy. Wow.
That's terrifying.
As soon as I read Woman in White, I was like, this is a ghost.
Yeah. Yep, that's
This
what
is a
I was
ghost.
thinking.
That's why whenever I looked up and I saw your face, you're like,
Yep. I was like, paranormal.
that's a ghost.
Yeah.
Woman in White is always a ghost.
And the whole like camera being hacked, that's like not hacked, but like scrambled in front of her face. That's literally terrifying. That's ghost behavior.
Yeah. And only on her, and it followed her.
Exactly. Not normal.
Freaky.
Not normal at all.
No.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I love ones like this.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's so glitch in the Matrix.
Yay.
Okay. Yes, this just happened to me yesterday. 5 years ago. Wow, it's a rather simple story. I haven't thought of anything that could explain it. So I was chilling after grinding for a few hours to complete some projects that were due today. Like other rational people, I decided the best way to relax after hard work was with a nice bowl of ice cream.
Same.
Rational people.
Treat yourself.
I grabbed my favorite ice cream spoon and got ready to put some in a bowl. I call it my ice cream spoon because it's just large enough to be used as a scooper, but just small enough to also be used as a normal spoon. And for some reason, there's only one spoon like it in my house. I went to the drawer and picked up the spoon. As I was turning around, I accidentally dropped it. I waited for the inevitable clinging sound that happens.
Inevitable?
Yes. What did I say?
Invitable.
What is that?
You're inviting the spoon to drop.
Oh my god.
At least I knew what you meant.
I didn't even realize. Oh my god.
At least I knew what you meant.
Inevitable. Clinging sound that happens about a second after you drop a metal spoon on a tile floor. But it didn't make a single noise. That is so weird. There wasn't any rugs or carpets near my feet, and as I was standing in the middle of the kitchen, there was about 5 feet of towel in any direction. I didn't even do like a trip kind of thing. I just accidentally released it. It was like I dropped the spoon and it literally just fell through the floor. After being extremely confused and looking for my large shiny spoon on the tiny towel area for about a minute, I just gave up and went to grab another spoon. But when I walked upstairs, my ice cream spoon was on the couch right where I normally sit.
Oh my gosh.
It was like it was saying to me in some nonverbal way, "Psst, come use me." I have no idea how it got upstairs before I did, especially when I dropped it. That's so weird, because how did that even happen?
It's like
a harmless prank.
Yeah. It was like
From the glitch in the Matrix.
The glitch in the Matrix is like, ha, you can't use your spoon. But ha, here you go, you can actually use it.
Like, haha.
You thought. I love those stories. Because it's also like, how?
I know. Weird.
Okay, so. I said so really weird. We're gonna do this one. So, I have a few lifelong glitches that keep replaying year after year. That's scary.
Yeah.
When merging onto a highway, there will always be someone in the right lane exactly where I need to be, exactly when I need to be there. Not a little bit forward or a little bit back, but exactly alongside. The same when I'm on the highway. Whenever I get onto the ramp, there will always be someone trying to move exactly alongside. Doesn't matter what day or time it is. It could be 2 a.m. and an otherwise deserted road. Doesn't matter. The only appearance of another vehicle for the last hour will be directly alongside at an on-ramp, always 100% of the time. Speaking of driving along at night on a deserted road, whenever I do that, no one else is around. The streetlights ahead of me will go out one by one as I approach. No, thank you.
Nope.
Looking in the rearview mirror as I pass, I can watch them all turn back on again in a reverse sequence as I depart, always 100% of the time. Okay, do you have something following you?
Yeah.
What the heck? I'm sorry, but that's scary. I must be extremely cautious on any road with cross streets or T intersections. Whenever approaching intersections, there will always be someone who thinks he can make it, always 100% of the time. Any line or queue I get into will immediately become the slowest one. There's no point switching. If I do, the one I left will speed up and the other one I'll go into will slow down, always 100% of the time. Speaking of cues, I am invisible. No one notices I'm present, will step right in front of me as if I'm not there, always 100% of the time. For years, I saw this as a glitch in the Matrix, some way for the Matrix to torment me just for sadistic giggles. Then I realized that I am the carrier of the glitch. It is something I impose on the world around me. I really don't want it. I wish I could pass this power on to someone else. Like you're like cursed or something.
That's crazy.
That's freaky. Oh, I just saw the one that you just read. I just saw the other one that you just read.
Yeah, they're not in order.
They're not in order. That's so weird.
Several years ago, I was working for a fairly large retailer. They were situated in an old building. They had been there for a few decades, I believe. There were 4 main floors, 2 customer floors, a colleague and admin floor, and a warehouse on the top floor.
Oh, wow.
The glitch appeared on the admin floor in one of the less used corridors. One end of the corridor was the main admin and colleague areas, the main lift, elevator, and staircase, staff room, and toilets. On the other end of the corridor was a seldom used lift that took you to the back of the sales floor. It wasn't as big as the main lift and didn't really have much use unless the other one was broken or in use, as you would have to walk all around the corridors to get to anywhere useful. Only thing in the corridor itself was a plant room, a room containing all the air conditioning, heating, and electrical equipment, and just used to store unusual fixtures and fittings that didn't get used often. So the corridor wasn't used that much. It wasn't well lit, but not so dim you couldn't see anything. Here comes the glitch, and it's so hard to describe. Walking past one specific point, I would see, well, that's the question, I don't know exactly. But if you were a gamer, you would likely seen something like it while playing a game. You know when an object or element doesn't appear quite right, or where a character or object spawns somewhere it shouldn't.
Like lag.
You often get a blur or a line in the wrong place. It will only often appear when looking at it from a certain angle or from a certain place. Well, this was exactly like that. Every time I walked past this one spot on the corridor, I would see what I can only describe as a line near the wall, but not on the wall, in the air as if it was attached to the roof with an invisible fitting. A perfectly straight line. It looked like maybe 5 or 6 centimeters long. It would catch my eye every time I walked past. Always in exactly the same place. It would always catch my eye in the same spot, about a foot away, I guess. I would examine the spot and look for it, but could never see it up close, whatever it was. I examined the walls and ceiling, looking for some explanation, a crack in a towel, or something that would reflect the light, or, well, anything to explain it. I thought it might be a spider's web dangling down that would explain why it appeared to be hovering in the air, but it wouldn't explain why it was exactly straight, or why it was still there years later. I tried looking at it from a different angle. I tried walking down the corridor in the opposite direction, and it didn't disappear. I tried it up close, far away, higher, lower, but nothing. I tried purposefully, trying not to look as I walked past, but it would always catch my eye. Every time. I asked other people if they had seen anything, but nobody had. It really was like a graphics glitch in a video game, and it only appeared to me, and it drove me mad with curiosity.
Oh my gosh, 'cause
So
I know
weird.
exactly what they mean. And like that's strange to see that in real life.
And nobody else seen it. That's so weird.
Are we in The Sims? Legitimate question. Are we in The Sims? Are we just sim people? That's so weird. Okay, we'll read 2 more. I'll read one and then you can read one. This one's kind of long, so. I was the only one in the store, and a car pulled up to one of the double-sided pumps out front. Pretty standard white 4-door. I'm not great with car brands, but it was a little nicer, like upper middle class and probably only a few years old. A woman gets out and starts walking towards our door like she's in a daze. Legit, this woman looked like she saw a ghost. She wanders up, sort of freezes at the door for a second with a 1,000-yard stare before opening it and coming in. She didn't go looking for anything and didn't start shopping, just stood inside for what felt like ages. Again, bars are still open, so I'm thinking maybe she's a little drunk or had a rough night or something. So I give the usual welcome to the gas station. Let me know if you need help finding anything. She finally notices me and immediately asks the weirdest question I have ever been asked on the job. You can see me, right? Yeah. Like, what else do you say? She breaks down crying in the middle of my store, so I'm already headed around the corner to see what's up. I have my cell phone out in case I need to call the cops or something for her. I get her to sit down on a nearby pallet of soda, and I'm grabbing her a bottle of water after she catches her breath and she tells me, I thought I had died. Again, I'm thinking maybe she's on something, but she's a middle-aged woman who looks like a standard local suburban housewife. We're a pretty boring township without your average junkies like you'd find closer to the cities. She asks if she can call her husband to pick her up and wait with me. She has her own phone and does so, not really telling him anything either, just that she's at where she is at and if he can come get her. He says he'll call an Uber and be there as soon as possible. We're waiting. So far, nobody else has shown up. So I'm keeping most of my attention on her, and eventually she starts to explain to me. I was driving home from dinner with coworkers, and as I'm driving through nearby intersection, I recognized a truck ran a red light and hit me. Now her car is still at the pump without a scratch on it. She goes on to say she remembers her car being pushed into a pole, going airborne, and then nothing. I try to calm her down, letting her know that her car is out front and it looks fine, but she insisted that she's completely blacked out, woke up in an ambulance for a split second and passed out again, then woke up again in the driver's seat of her car at the intersection waiting for the light to change, perfectly fine. This whole thing freaked her out so badly that she drove to the nearest anything, us, so she could just get out of her car. Husband eventually showed up to get her. He asked if he had any idea what happened. If I had any idea what happened, and even though she sort of explained to me, I just shrugged because no, I had no idea what was happening anymore. She reluctantly got into the passenger seat of the car and drove them back home. That was hours ago, after which I worked an entire shift at the station trying to wrap my head around what the absolute hell I just witnessed. I love these stories.
Yeah.
So there's this theory. That if you die from an accident or something like this, that you get placed into an alternate universe.
Really?
I don't know what it's called. It's called something. But I look into these all the time. What's it called? Let me look it up. Theory? Quantum theory. It's called quantum theory. So I think I might have sent. Oh crap! I just lost that story. Or no, I didn't. So it's called quantum theory, and apparently, like, it has happened to people, like this story, where something like this will happen, and like you actually don't die, and you get placed like in another. It's so freaking like creepy and so interesting to look into.
Yeah.
If I see any TikTok videos, I'll send it to you. But the theory is so interesting, and I love stories like this because like it's just like whoa.
Yeah.
And like the fact that she remembered hitting a pole and then being in an ambulance, and then all of a sudden she wakes up in her car.
Yeah.
Like what the heck?
I know, that's literally crazy.
Freaky. You find one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're two super mini ones.
Okay.
And they're like very similar, but one's terrifying and one's kind of cute.
Okay. Well, we'll end on this. So I said we're gonna end on this.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So this is a creepy one.
Woohoo.
This is the strangest thing that has ever happened to me so far. So I was walking in the hallway towards the downstairs bathroom. When I passed by the living room, I stopped in my tracks. I saw myself sitting in the ornate red and black sofa, holding my right knee with my left leg dangling. I was wearing the same clothes as my twin on the sofa, a baggy white knit turtleneck and gray patterned pants. I blinked and she was still there on the sofa. I took a deep breath, closed my eyes, and counted up to 10. When I opened them, she was gone from the sofa.
I thought you were going to say she was still there. I was like, oh my god, leave.
I don't think I ever made it to the bathroom that night. I would just move across the country and cry.
Like, what the heck did you see?
I know, literally.
Who was that?
And this one is cute. So it's like a cute one to end on.
Okay.
I saw myself. This is another one. Like, that's why I was like, it's so similar, but one's creepy and one's cute. This is my first time writing here. The thing is, I saw myself. Okay, let me explain. When I was around 14 or 15, I was in a market with my parents, and I saw a kid with his parents who looked exactly like me when I was 6 or 7. I mean, he wore my favorite sweater, which was a blue and white striped one. I couldn't believe my eyes, and at first I thought maybe it was just similarities, but no, it was me. Everything was the same. The hair, especially. I clearly remember well because I had this thick, slightly curly hair. By the time I could get my parents' attention to show them, the little me had disappeared into the crowd. I still have a fresh memory of that incident and tried to reason it out, but so far haven't come up with an answer. A glitch, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, little baby you.
That's so cute.
Ew. And we're like, I need you. Get away from me. Stranger danger. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Oh, I love that. Wow. So many glitches.
Yes.
Some freaky ones, some cute ones, some not scary ones, some scary ones. So, woo. So, we have 100 followers now on our Facebook.
Woo!
You
Follow
just
our Instagram next.
follow our Facebook and Instagram, please.
Yes.
But before we go into that, because, always have to do this, please send us your stories or cases you would like us to cover. You can send those at dreadfullytwistedpodcast@gmail.com or on our Reddit page or /dreadfullytwistedpod. Please, please, please. We want to start doing listener stories of listeners that we have. We want to read your stories on the podcast. We think it would be really interesting to actually hear from you guys and have you get your stories told on the podcast. We think that'd be really cool. So whether it's true crime or paranormal or glitch of the matrix or whatever, anything spooky, scary, macabre, please send it to us.
Yes. Send us your ideas.
Send us your ideas and your in cases you would like us to cover, recommendations or whatever you want to listen to. We will definitely do that for you. And go follow our social medias. You can follow our Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok at Dreadfully Twisted Podcast. If you follow, you can like our stuff and everything and see what we post and keep updated on what we have. And please send us to your family and friends. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Samsung Podcast, Amazon Music, Pandora Radio, iHeartRadio, Listen Notes, Podcast Index, and pretty much anywhere where you can listen to podcasts.
And YouTube.
Yeah, you can listen on YouTube. They're all free. So yeah, if you send us to your family and friends, recommend us, rate us, download the episodes, like the episodes, it really helps us stay relevant and stay in the charts and help the podcast grow. So eventually we can start doing merch and eventually we can start doing Patreon and everything and try to schedule some of those things. And it would really just help us out. So rate us 5 stars, 5 stars. And we hope you keep listening and please follow us on everything.
Be a good person.
Be a good person. Listen to us. I was not going to say that, but I'm just I don't know what to say. So yeah, please listen to us.
Yeah.
Please keep listening. I'm sorry. My brain's not working. I need to go to sleep. I'm struggling. And we might start doing this thing where we might play bloopers at the end of the episode. So if you want to listen to those. And look out for your friends and be a good person. Yeah. And yeah, we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I'm a struggle bus today. Oh no, what did I do? Struggle bus.
Struggle bus.
Okay, it's working. That's very loud lick.
It really was. My